kvCORE smart numbers and should I use them or should I not use them is a question that I get a lot within the agent community. So I'm Kim Barber. I'm with Kim Barber Coaching, and I'm going to go ahead and answer you that question. I've been a kvCORE user since 2018 and an agent since 2004. So I'm sharing this with you because through the journey of my real estate career, there's a lot of things that I noticed that ends up answering the question about whether or not it's smart to use a CRM in the kvCORE smart number or you don't. And there's some behaviors that we have to then adopt, if we're going to go ahead and implement the smart number and get the maximum amount of value, then there are things that we have to implement to really take advantage of that. Let me go ahead and explain what I'm saying here. When it comes to whether or not to use it, there's simply the cost of it. So if $20 a month or such like that, I pay a little bit less because I've been using kvCORE so long, so you can look at the current value of what they charge you. But as long as that fits into your budget, my answer on the immediate is yes. Use the smart number. And through my journey as a real estate agent, what I started to notice is that I lost the boundary of my personal life and that cell phone number compared to the ability now to have where I have a number, they call it a smart number, that also then goes into a back-end system that I can text and I can have leads go into and such like that. So the biggest thing that I want to say about whether or not you should use a smart number, besides number one, making sure that it fits your budget, is number two, using a smart number provides a boundary on your personal life. Now, when somebody uses my smart number and I'm messaging a lead, whether it's via text or whether I'm calling and using my kvCORE dial feature, when they respond, it's captured into my system. So that then allows me to remember what they said. It allows me to make sure that anybody that's texting me to my phone is my friend, my family, and the only time I give out my personal number to anybody that I'm doing real estate with now is when they're actually a client. When I'm closing the deal, they're in my car, listing appointments now, that is when I give them my personal number because that's a different story. And then they move into my definition of sphere, somebody that I know, like, and trust. So my personal phone is 100% protected to allow me to have a balanced life. And then I know when somebody messages me there that it's not something else with some new lead or something like that that shouldn't really quite earn access to my phone number. So to that point, that is the second reason, is the personal boundary of using your phone for personal reasons or client reasons versus new leads and being out there to the public. So the third reason that I then use the kvCORE smart number is so that we can track the leads and the history over time. So if you are an agent that has an assistant, if you are an agent that is a team lead, if you are not there yet, but if you think to the future and you're like, I'm going to close over 25, 30 sales a year, then you're going to need an assistant if you want to have life balance. Well, if you start out using the smart number and then you bring this person in, you're disciplined to use it, and you're calling using the smart number, and somebody calls you back on it, or you text using the smart number and they text you back, that assistant or us will remember what the conversation was. And then the other thing, going back to the personal boundary, is that we know that people often respond to something when they think of it, which can often be late at night. And so that comes into kvCORE, and it doesn't come into my personal phone, wake me up, bother me at 10 o'clock at night. I'm resting, and now all of a sudden I'm thinking about work. And so when you have it going into your system, it not only allows you to remember what it says, allows somebody else to come behind you, it keeps a personal record, everything is in there, but it supports the reason of making sure that you have a personal boundary.